all along from Bengaluru to Ramanagara has turned into a cesspool polluted by industrial, agricultural and domestic waste. Residents and activists allege that the government is not doing enough to save the dying tributary. In this News 9 reality check, we expose industries dumping toxic waste into the tributary, which is on the verge of extinction. Here is a detailed report. Vrishabhavathi, a toxic cesspool. Industries dump toxic waste into stormwater drains.
Well, the tanker mafia is running rampant in the city, and there is a lot of proof right here in Bengaluru where they are going ahead and dumping tons and tons of medical waste as well as chemical waste in the Vrishabhavathi basin. Right now I'm here near Rajarajeshwari Nagar on the busy Mysore road, and you can clearly see that after News 9 went ahead and complained to them, they have gone ahead, the BBMP authorities have gone ahead, they have sprinkled DDT powder to make sure that all the chemicals are washed away. But the stench is so unbearable that we are not even able to stand over here in this particular place too. And this clearly goes ahead and shows the sort of mafia which is right there. And right now on our screens, if we go ahead and look at it, the sort of chemicals that is being seen on our screen, you can still see that clear water is going ahead and it is being let off. But at the same time, the stench is unbearable. Meaning to say that whichever industries is involved in this particular crime that they have gone ahead and committed, it is clearly going ahead and showing that this is a huge network and a huge mafia which is at work.
The area around the river on Mysore Road has several factories which discharge effluence, factories making industrial components, electroplating works, heavy metals, textile, auto and carbonated drinks, all of which dispose of waste into the river via their drainage systems.
Well, again, proceeding towards the Rajarajeshwari Nagar now, looking at this particular stormwater drain or the nala that we are seeing right here on our screens, you can clearly see that the water is clear out here on the open. But when you try to go ahead and look at it, you can see the sort of oil that is being seen over here, meaning to say that the chemicals are being dumped over here. The sort of oil which is floating over here clearly shows that this is exactly the sort of chemicals that is being dumped over here. This is the sort of oil that is being witnessed over here, meaning to say that dyes from leather industry as well as textile industry is being dumped over here, and the smell is unbearable. And apart from that, you can see that the water is going away, but you can also see the slush over here. This is the sort of chemicals that we are seeing over here. This is the slush which we are clearly seeing over here. And this is the chemical that is being seen on our screens right here, which is black in color. But initially, when it is usually poured in over here, it is usually orange or yellow in color. And moving ahead and looking at it, it is not just one place, but it is the entire, this is the entire region which has come off with oil over here. So this shows that chemicals is being put here in broad daylight as well as night too. And apart from that, this particular water is somewhere at a height of around 1 to 2 feet over here till here. And usually when the chemicals flow, it is usually till here during the night time, and the stench is unbearable, and it can also be witnessed on the screens too. So this clearly goes ahead and shows the sort of government's apathy over here towards our water bodies as well as our natural resources too, which are depleting at a very fast level. At a time when the entire state, when the entire world is going ahead and battling the coronavirus scare over here, on the other side, we see huge negligence from all the authorities concerned over here.
Pipes and elbow angles strewn around. Pipes reek of toxic sludge. The tankers use pipes to unload the chemicals into drains. The chemicals are so corrosive that parts of the pipes are burnt, and some of them are even burnt.
Well, we were clearly going ahead and pointing out to the mafia that is at work, but also the sort of equipments and the gear that they use is clearly being thrown right here on the roadside itself. This is one such pipe that comes out of a chemical tanker, and then after dumping all the chemicals, they put this on the road itself. You can clearly go ahead and see the sort of chemicals over here, and first of all, there is a black coating over here, meaning to say that the chemicals has coagulated, but at the same point of time, you can see the sort of chemical over here. It has a black color, but at the same time it has yellowish in color too. So this tinge clearly goes ahead and shows that this might be from any textiles industry or else dyeing industry or leather industry for that matter. And also shifting our focus over here, you can clearly see the residue of the chemicals that is over here again, and you can see that this is a freshly used pipe and they have just dumped chemicals. Chemicals is not only dumped during the night times but also during the day times, as to what the residents have gone ahead and stated. And you can also notice that there are cutting edges over here, meaning to say that the chemicals eat into this fiber too, and despite it being of a good material, it has been burnt in completely. So this is also being placed over here, and there is blaring evidence that this particular pipe is being let around. The tanker mafia is already at work, but still now there is no sort of action that is being taken by the government over here. Will the Karnataka State Pollution Control Board require a lot of time to go ahead and wake up?
Commuters and traffic cops bear the brunt. Motorists on Mysore Road complained of the foul stench and how it is harming their health in the long run.
ಡೈಲಿ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಗಾಡೀಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ತುಂಬ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ಲು ಮೊದಲೇ ನೀರು ಹರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. 24 hours ಯಾರು ಕ್ಲೀನು ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಕಾಳಜಿನೂ ವಹಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರು ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟರ್ ಆಗಲಿ MLAಗಳಾಗಲಿ ಯಾರೂ ನೋಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ತುಂಬ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಕುಡಿದು ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ತುಂಬ ಹದಗೆಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಈ ಕರೋನಾ ಇದ್ದು ಭಯ ಆತಂಕದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಜನಗಳು. ಅದರಿಂದ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾರು ನಿಮ್ಮಂಥವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಇದು ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡ್ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇದು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಳಕಳಿಯಿಂದ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತೀವಿ.
BBMP wakes up after News 9 intervention. Joint Commissioner of BBMP for the Raja Rajeshwari Division, Jagdish, also conducted a spot inspection after News 9 complained about it. He was accompanied by Senior Health Inspector Ramu and Medical Officer for Health, Dr. Komala. They all lodged a complaint with the RR Nagar cops too. Raja Rajeshwari Nagar cops seized 2 chemical tankers. After a complaint was lodged, the Raja Rajeshwari Nagar cops sprung into action and seized 2 tankers and arrested a driver for dumping waste in Hosakirahalli and Mysore Road. The chemicals were being directly let into stormwater drains connecting to Vrishabhavathi. Activists also demanded the government to rejuvenate the tributary.
It's been almost a 2 years fight. We see lot of like vehicles, industries basically, like neighboring industries say that Mysore Road and that Ring Road junction, all the industries off late, you see that the Nale, like which flows from Pesit College to Arch, it's become a major points for all these industries, especially dyeing industries and then pharmaceutical industries. They've been dumping it illegally. Very strict and stringent action should be taken against them, I request on behalf of all the residents of Raja Rajeshwari Nagar, Oskirali or University, for the government authorities to get into this and make sure all these illegal activities will be stopped. Along with this, all the industries need to have ETP and STP compulsory.
Residents complain of stench. Meanwhile, the residents of the locality also stated that the stench was unbearable and people were falling ill. The worst affected were the old age people and children.
Sir, na daily office ge ee kadane travel ಮಾಡೋದು. ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಲ ಈ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಾಗ ಉಸಿರು ಕಟ್ಟೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಒಂಥರ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್, ಅದು ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ವಾಟರ್ನೇ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಬಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರೀತ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂಥರ ಪೌಡ್ರ್ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲಾಗಿ ಡೈಲಿ ಇದೇ ಥರ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
Chemical expert warns of drastic consequences. Experts stress on importance of STPs and ETPs. Dr. Rudresh, who is a chemical expert, joined the News 9 crew and explained about the situation. He also spoke about the chemical composition of the effluents which were dumped into stormwater drains, and he also spoke about the health complications it would have on the people.
Well, now we have come for almost a stretch of over 1 to 1.5 kilometer till the Rajarajeshwari Nagar arch on the busy Mysore road over here, and we are also joined in by our chemical expert Dr. Rudresh too, who is present here along with us on this particular busy junction over here, and right now he's come here to explain the busy situation. So first and foremost, now you're able to see the sort of chemicals over here, but at the same time the sort of stench is also unbearable. So what does it look like, at least on the outset?
Sir, if I look at the condition of this, what we are having, the sedimentation, it is not from 1 day or 2 days. It is indicates minimum 3 to 4 months they are doing this business. Okay. Let us look at actually how the chemicals are sedimented over here. If you observe carefully on the sides of this drainage, about 3 feet height that sediment has been settled down. That means over the night, I think there is the entire flow of this chemical has been done. As per looking on the outer side, it looks purely organic chemistry compounds have been disclosed here. So if I am looking at, if I can go for sedimentation, just I starts looking at here, you can clearly see that oily layer is coming out. This is purely basically because of benzene compounds or esters or of what we call as organic compounds. So if you see here, as I go down, it is makes more and more oily layer. So this clearly indicates this is from dye industry. The sedimentation, if you look at carefully, the oily layer which you are able to see here, so this makes not because of one compound, it is because of multiple compounds. So this is not from one industry, it may be from multiple industry. One mafia may be handling all these chemicals. Where they are unable to treat the sample, they are collecting all together and they are disposing in tankers. It may be not 1 liter or 2 liter, it may be tons. What I am going to talk about is liters of 50,000 liters, 60,000 liters like that. So as we go on, you can see the ester smell is coming clearly. That is like a fruity smell, but it is a very pungent smell. So this is purely because of biphenyl compounds, especially biphenyl organic compounds. So this is highly carcinogenic in nature. Already we are having a lot of problems in Bangalore. One is dust problem, that is a respiratory problem. Apart from that, virus flu, coronavirus is there. Apart from this, people are making this kind of things. I don't know what human race is going to be at the end.
Also, Professor, if you go ahead and look at everything over here, Doctor, we are seeing this oily compounds over here. But at the same time, will this go ahead and also cause problems for the groundwater level or the groundwater in the area? Will that also be polluted over here in this particular regard?
Definitely. Because when you are talking about this, these are all going to the main storm. So that main storm, definitely the leaching will occur to the groundwater. Definitely we already worked in Bangalore about nitrate contamination. So apart from nitrate contamination is very huge. Fluoride contamination is there. Now we are getting organophosphates and sulfates, which is once again a very dangerous compound. So these compounds definitely percolate into soil. Then once the rain comes or this water percolates to the groundwater aquifera and all completely groundwater is already contaminated, it is going to be more immense. And already people are suffering for good water. Now groundwater is also contaminated. I don't know where we have to get the drinking water.
Doctor, let's also move across over here. You also clearly pointed out and stated that there is a lot of sedimentation that is being seen over here. So the sort of sedimentation that is being seen over here, meaning to clearly show that this has settled over a period of time. So this clearly goes ahead and shows the fact that this is being dumped on from months also, and you can see the sort of yellowish color tinge also which is coming in. Not only this oily layer, but also the yellowish color water which is right here, which is going through. So can you explain more about this? Why is this, it is in the form of a liquid, but as soon as it comes out, it becomes more of into a solid matter. Why does this happen?
See, when you talk about organic matter, it's like a organic content, that is a carbon content. It will settle down very faster compared to other chemicals. If it's a methanol or alcohol, it melts with water. But this is purely hydrophobic in nature. It settles with the soil. So once the continuous what we call as a flow of water is there, the soluble matter goes, whereas your organic matter settles down with the soil. So when we are disturbing this, automatically the loose puffy material what is there, organic compound, it is coming up and it is disturbing as a oily, what we can see is like a rainbow color you can see. All the colors of rainbow is there, but at the same time these chemicals are deadly dangerous in nature.
How dangerous is this for for the people that who are walking around, especially our traffic cops too who are working over here, because the traffic cops will have to sit in and day out. They will have to sit in and sit out here. So how dangerous is this for a person who keeps on breathing this at least for over 6 to 7 hours in a day?
So definitely, because we all know that if you are standing for half an hour in a colloidal suspension particulate matter, immediately respiration problem will be there. Okay. But this kind of what we call as a sensation in the alpha bacterium bulbs, which is in the nose, they will get saturated and they cannot have a smelling sense. They lose the smelling sense because of highly pungent and highly what we call as carcinogenic chemical which is dumped in this drainage. I don't know how the traffic people are standing here and they are doing their duties. It's very, very miracle, and I don't know how we have to test for their medical checkup once.
Absolutely quite shocking, as the doctor clearly went ahead and explained over here, and this clearly goes ahead and shows the fact that it is absolutely a tough job for even our traffic cops to go ahead and do their duty, because they are the ones who will be here day in and day out, and they will have to go ahead and look at this. They will have to keep breathing this and then to do our duty to, we will have to say hats off to you, sir, for going ahead and doing such a great job over here. But at the same point of time, the apathy is clearly being seen over here, and you can just see that this has gone through the complete stretch over here. The entire stretch has been polluted completely, and the scenario as well as the situation is same over here. And right next to this drainage where all this oil water is going on, you can also look at the traffic chowki where the traffic cop goes ahead and sits. So he will have to sit here right next to this open drainage too. So it is also a sincere request to our authorities to make sure that the cops will also have to go ahead and also conduct their duties easily too, because on every day on an average, apart from the regular pollution that we are witnessing on this busy Mysore road, they will also have to go ahead and take all the stench that is being seen on our screens. We are not able to explain as to how the stench feels like, but it is definitely quite a miserable condition out here, not only for the people but also for our traffic cops too.
A dark future ahead in the V Valley. Vrishabhavathi on the verge of extinction. With the rate of degradation, the government would immediately need to step up their guard too and take measures to protect the Vrishabhavathi, or the rural population would be bearing the brunt of Bengaluru's toxic waste.
Well, we have seen Rajarajeshwari Nagar, Mysore Road, and right now we are here somewhere between Rajarajeshwari Nagar and Hoskerehalli, and you can clearly see as to what is the state of the Vrishabhavathi, because this is also one of the sources which will go ahead and reach the Vrishabhavathi basin over here. And at a time when we are speaking about Swachh Bharat as well as Swachh Abhiyan too, you can see that some companies have come here and dumped all the waste, solid waste, medical waste, and at the same point of time chemical waste too has been dumped into this canal over here. And it is just flowing in this stormwater drain towards the basin, which will finally reach the Bairmangala river, which has already been polluted to a large extent. And also one thing which is very surprising is that in this particular stormwater drain, there is absolutely no sort of barricade that you can see from the posterior part over there till the end of this entire nala that we are seeing over here. So there absolutely seems to be no barricading or fencing, and this has become a rather easy spot or a blind spot for everybody to come here and dump all the garbage over here. So will the concerned authorities, the BBMP mayor, the BBMP commissioner, the special commissioner too, will they wake up and take some sort of action? As well as the KSPCB, the Karnataka State Pollution Control Board, will have to be blamed over here, because we are also speaking about industries who are going ahead and blatantly dumping waste not only during the nights but during the broad daylights. But will the government wake up now amidst the COVID-19 fear or not? Only time would have to go ahead and answer all these questions. With camera person Sushil, Prajwal Prasad reporting for News 9, Bengaluru.